5 Revelations About Life. Bronnie Ware has been called the most famous palliative nurse in the world. She worked in hospice care for many years and had many conversations with people who had only a few days to live. She noticed that patients had similar regrets and described them in her book, 5 Revelations About Life. Later studies by psychologists confirmed the validity of Ware's observations. We tell you what people often regret before death and what you can do to avoid such mistakes. So, what are the 5 biggest regrets? 1. I regret that I didn't have the courage to live the life that was right just for me, rather than the life that others expected me to live. This is the most common regret among people. When people realize that their life is almost over, they can look back and easily see what their dreams left unfulfilled. Most people have barely attempted to fulfill even half of their dreams and had to die, knowing that it was only because of choices they made or didn't make. It is very important to try to realize at least some of your basic desires on your life's journey. From the moment you lose your health, it becomes too late to do anything about it. Health brings a freedom that very few people realize until they lose it. 2. I felt sorry for working so hard. Every male patient I cared for had this feeling. They missed their youth and their relationships. Some of the women expressed this regret as well. But since most of them were of the older generation, they were mostly not involved in earning money for the family. All of the men I worked with deeply regretted spending most of their lives in monotonous labor for a livelihood. By simplifying your lifestyle, you can reduce the demands and income you think you need. By creating more space in your life, you become happier and more open to new possibilities. 3. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Many people have suppressed their feelings in order to maintain certain relationships with others. As a result, they settled for a mediocre existence and never became who they wanted to be. The onset of many illnesses has been linked to the feelings of bitterness and resentment experienced. We cannot control the reactions of others. While people may initially react to the changes you make in a relationship in ways that are not desirable to you, it ultimately takes the relationship to a new, healthier level. It is best to eliminate unhealthy relationships from your life one way or another. 4. I wish I had maintained relationships with my friends. Often these people really didn't even realize the full benefit of keeping in touch with their old friends until they were weeks away from their death, and it was no longer always possible to track them down. Many found themselves so immersed in their own lives that they allowed their friendships of many years to pass them by. There were many deep regrets that their friendship had not been given as much time and effort as that friendship deserved. Everyone misses their friends when they die. It's common for anyone with an active lifestyle to downplay the importance of friendships. But when you stand on the threshold of death, the material aspects of life lose their importance. Sure, people want their financial affairs to be in as much order as possible, but it is not money or status that ultimately retains their importance. They want to do some good for those they love, but they are usually already too sick and tired to accomplish that task in any way. 5. I wish I had allowed myself to be happier. This type of regret was surprisingly common. Many people didn't realize until the end that their happiness was a matter of choice. They were subject to habits and established beliefs. They were captive to the comfort of a familiar way of life. For fear of change, they pretended to others and to themselves that they were happy with their lives.